welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Taya and I'm so excited because today we are going to sit down and update, for the first time, my Project Pan with you guys. So if you are new here, hi, thank you so much. I noticed that I've actually gotten quite a few more subscribers because of my intro to Project Pan, so thank you. Hi, welcome. I hope you enjoy and find something else on my channel that suits your fancy, or if you're here just for the Project Pan, that's fine too. I will keep doing this every single month as long as you guys are interested. I'm having so much fun with it so far, and I think honestly adding the video accountability is honestly helping me actually work through some of these things. So let's just jump right into it. I first have to confess, things have changed already. So at the beginning in my intro, I had mentioned that I don't have 26 categories. Because we're in the year 2026, I want to try to keep 26 items or 26 categories in this Project Pan. It's still gonna be a rolling situation, but I always want 26 products in the running until maybe we don't have that many. At the start of January, I had 14 categories, I think, and 26 products throughout that. But as the month was going on, I realized I have other things that I could throw into this that could add more category. And then also I realized, I know I mentioned that I wasn't going to like talk or use my like one-off products in this, but I realized throughout the month that by not mentally incorporating it in the Project Pan, I was stopping using those things. So I have decided to add a category that allows for those one-off things. So I have a couple new categories, and one of them I'm calling miscellaneous, and that is just my one-off products that I still want to make sure I'm using, but they're not like dire to like I need to get rid of them. It's just I want to make sure I'm using them before they get expired, that type of thing. So let's just jump into the update. It's going to be a lot of numbers, but also a lot of weird shifting around of things because we've now added categories, and like I said, I want to keep 26 products in this situation. So I think the month of February is going to be weird, but we can catch back up. Just play along with me. It makes sense in my head, and I hope that while I'm showing you these products, it can start to make more sense to you guys too. Or yeah, okay, enough. Starting with our empties. I have a bottle of conditioner. This is the Redken ABC conditioner. I can finally throw this away. I was keeping track of how many uses these things took up until they were complete. So I used this a total of 4 times in the month of January, and then it was out. Peace out. And then I'll move into bath. I used both bath fizzies that were in this jar, as well as the entire little bag of lavender botanical salts. I thought that this was going to be a multiple use thing, but after reading it, it was a single use. So all of these was the total of 3 baths. I never actually showed this in my intro, but it is the hand sanitizer that I've held in my car forever. It started like right here where my fingernail is, or wherever that bottom line is, and it only used, I think I said it was like 1 or 2 uses left, but it actually had 6 left. So hand sanitizer goes a lot farther than you think it does. Okay, and then soap is gonna be a little bit weird to show, because I use a bar soap in the shower, and I threw away the like cardboard or whatever packaging it had originally. So when I switched over the bar, I kept the thing just to show you. So this is not the soap that I used up in January, but this is the container of the soap that is currently in the shower. So we have an empty soap and we've rotated a new one in. I think that's gonna be the only way to actually like keep track of that. I'm not gonna show you the size of the bar just because I don't want to pull it out of the shower, but just know that that is in use. I am gonna throw this away now. Or actually wait, should I throw this guy away now or save it until I know for sure this current bar is out and use it again as an empty when it's truly empty? Or are you guys cool with, I'll just show you the new container to represent the old one? Let me know. I'll hold on to this until I have a few comments helping me out with that. There we go. Moving on though, we're still in soap. And I finished my little polar bear. His soap was up to his hip last time I recall. And honestly, I thought that he wasn't gonna become empty because I finished him yesterday. The day before I started filming this, we finished it. I am going to actually keep the jar though because it is a seasonal decoration. While the actual product is used up, there's no decluttering happening with this. Sadly, but he's a cute decoration. It's fine. We're fine. We're fine. I've got other things that are being decluttered through this. Moving on to chapstick. I've got another one that you didn't see, but it is the chapstick that was in my car. There we go. Just this chapstick original. As mentioned, there's no, oh, I forgot that I was telling you guys about uses. So let's go back real fast. The original soap in my shower took 8 days to use it up, and then I switched it. And then the polar bear took 24 days. We're almost done. I have quite a few more empties. We had a very successful month. I completed this pack of Neutrogena makeup removing wipes. And I'm so mad, the Pond's jar, I thought I was gonna be done with it. There's literally one use left. Like, I'm gonna show it to you now. I'm cutting ahead, but like, can you see? There's like almost nothing in there. I'm so mad. So this does have to move into February, sadly. But first empty of February already. I'm just throwing that out there. But then we're gonna move into masks. I knew that these were going to be empty after one single use. I keep forgetting that I wanted to tell you guys how many uses these things have. So the makeup removing wipes, I used only 4 wipes because that's all that was in there, and then it became an empty. And then these were single use, so there you go. Last but not least, for our empties, this guy is the CoverGirl eyebrow pencil in the color 510 soft brown. The thing does not fit in my sharpener anymore, and as you can tell, we lost all of the pigment. So definitely empty. So for updates, I think I'm gonna do live marking of the products. So I have a marker here, and I think I'm going to weigh some of the products for knowing how much has changed. So some of it, we're not gonna know how much has actually changed until next month. First product is going to be my Moroccan oil hydrating mask. I said I was gonna use this every other hair wash day, and I did. So here is what it's looking like. This was completely full. I do have a lot of hair and I have long hair, so that explains why there's so much product. I think I also had a friend come over and sleep over, and she might have used this. So that's helpful. I think for this, as far as like marking, I'm going to eyeball and just mark it on the outside here. To me, it looks like it's just at the brim. It does go a little bit deeper down in the center, But I think as far as the most of the product goes, it is, what's that? What should we'll go here. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's literally like right where the lid joins with the actual tub is where I've placed that line. And then we'll go to my perfume. Still working on this Alien. And I actually got quite some use out of it. Let's add our new line with the update there. Hand sanitizer. I think I'm gonna add the mark and then I'll show it to you guys. This one's kind of funny because it started at the top of the word and then we're at the bottom of the word this time. For our soap, I did not have a starting point for this. I'll go ahead and mark a new, I guess, starting point, but this is what it's looking like. Currently, it did have a little bit more than it currently has. I don't know how much I used, but I definitely did use this over the month. We'll put it here. I don't know if this will actually even stay because this does sit in my kitchen sink and gets wet pretty much every single time I do the dishes. So there is our new starting point. Guys, I'm actually like really proud of myself. Every single product that I put in this project pan for January, I actually used. I might not have finished everything, but I used everything, so we can update everything. Then we have my Cetaphil moisturizer. I'm gonna need a flashlight for this. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Okay. Not too bad. Okay, so that first top line is where we started, and the new line is where we're at. I tried my best to get it like right on that line. I am working on this fruit smoothie chapstick, which I keep in my go bag. This is just in my purse. I am going to actually, like, this is where it's gonna get really interesting because we're like moving things around a lot. I no longer have a chapstick in my car, so I'm going to move this into my car position, and I'm going to find another chapstick to put into this bag. I don't think I'm going to add it to the project pan rotation for this month because, like I said, I want to keep 26 products in the thing, but I will be working on some stuff in the background. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So this is the only chapstick that will be, I think. I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. Yeah, okay. Okay, wait. It's getting unorganized. I don't like that. Hold on. I'm only showing the update right now, and then I'll go into explaining how I'm moving things around because it's getting a little bit weird. Okay, fruit smoothie. I didn't show you guys what this looked like last month, but here's where we're at as far as how much product there is. I think I'm going to do the method where I like just tee it up with the lid and do a mark there. I've heard that that's not the most like promising for like keeping the mark there, but we'll give it a try. So there, what was that? What was that laugh? Oh my gosh. Okay, there is our mark. I think you can see it. Okay, it's there. Da, da, da. My Aquaphor jug, I don't think there's any visible change, but as I said, I use this every single night. So there definitely is a change. I really don't know. I think this, actually I can I can visualize it the same way that I did the Moroccan oil hair mask, so I'll do that. And sorry, you're gonna have to just believe me because the camera can't see it. So that is where I've placed that mark. It's crazy, like it looks like I've not used anything, like if you're just looking on the outside here, but like when you open it, it's pretty significantly down the jar because it once was flush with the top here. This is where I think we're gonna start needing the scale because I have my lip scrub and deep pore cleansing mask. I realize this is not a lip product, but it's the next thing. I have weighed everything that I will need to weigh for this, and we're gonna jump back in. This was 100% flat at the start of January, and it now has a tiny little dent. Super tiny, but it's there. And after weighing this, we have a starting weight, I guess you can say, of 21.75 grams. Again, I don't know how much the jar itself is, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hope that as this gets used, the weight goes down. We'll see. Time can only tell with that. Oh, there's a squirrel. And then we'll go to my Kiehl's Rare Earth Deep Pore Cleansing Mask. I realize I didn't show you guys where this started in January, but it was not 100% full. It was pretty dang full, but I had used it before. Here is what it's looking like right now. I am not certain if the camera is able to pick up the difference in color for the jar and the mask itself. So I did I'm not marking it, I did weigh this, and we are going to be starting February with the entire thing weighing 36.72 grams. Hopefully it's just empty by the end of February, but if not, we'll weigh it and see if there's progress. Again, don't know where it was because I wasn't thinking to mark things at the beginning of the month. Here's where we're at for the start of February. Am I the only one, or is this like a universal problem of not knowing when the product is actually done? I definitely know when mascara has dried out, but as far as like absolutely no product left, like, because I can do that, right? That still tells me there's product. It might not be a lot, but there's still something there. Like, and when I put it on my eyelashes, it colors them. So anyways, I weighed the thing and I weighed it without the wand. It is 12.30 grams. Let's see what happens in February. My color stick, which is my lip gloss or lipstick, whatever. Ah! Where'd the lid go? Oh no. Where'd it go? Oh, I found it. First, here's what the product looks like all the way lifted. And there is our progress line. So the top one is where we started January, goodness, and the bottom is where we're starting for February. For my eyeshadows, I did use only the two that I said I was going to, all except one day. I did dip back into my favorite, just for one day. I don't think there's any visible change in this one here, which was my dark color that I chose to use, which is called Dance in the Dark. Les Artistes, or LES Artistes. For me, I can see a little bit of a dent. I don't know if you guys can. Try to clean that up a little bit. But we were using that all of January. Or every time I did my makeup, I should say. And as I mentioned in the intro video, I spent a majority of 2025 not wearing much makeup, so the fact that there is a visible dent, I think it already was starting because I had used that color a bit in 2025, but I did keep track of how often I was doing my makeup. Like I said, I'm trying to see the use count on these things. I did my makeup 11 days of the month, and that's a lot for not using makeup like for an entire year. Like honestly, in 2025, I'd say I probably did my makeup 2 to 3 times a month, if that. So that's a big jump, but I feel good. I feel good. I'm not forcing myself to do it. I'm not forcing it. But let's move on, because that is actually everything for the update as far as what you guys have seen that I wanted to work on in January. Now let's talk February. Things are gonna get weird. As I mentioned, I have new categories. We're moving into 21 categories for February. I actually went from 14 to 25. Some of them are not being used. Why is that? Oh, because I want 26 products, that's why. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I have actually a total of 25 categories for the entirety of Project Pan. As I mentioned a couple times now, I want to be very strict on each month. I'm only focusing on 26 products. So if that means we have less categories or less items in the category, you know, so some this is where it's getting really weird, and I think hopefully March it'll kind of start to even itself out. I think because we started with one way January and we're kind of changing it in February, that's why we're having this weird like hold on speed bump. Hey again, sorry if things are adjusted a little bit differently. My battery died, and so it's like an hour or two later. We're gonna move on. This video's already taken long enough and most of my day just filming. Moving on. What are we bringing into February? Let's find out. As I said, this is where it is gonna get a little bit weird because things are still gonna be worked on in the background, but things that we worked on in January are being taken out of the focus and new things are being pulled into focus. So here is what we're doing. February 26th, my focus products are, for conditioners, I'm gonna be working on my Native Citrus, Herbal, and Musk, and this is where it's at right now, all the way down here at the bottom. That's what we're starting with. I am gonna try to move through this a little bit faster than the rest of this video has gone. For my bath, I will be using this bath tea, which funny enough, I thought this was something that you just like sprinkle in to have like roses in your bath. And I guess you could still do that, but after reading the instructions, you literally make tea and then pour the tea into your bath. So I've used this twice already to try it out. The first time I did the sprinkle thing, and the second time I actually made the tea, and it does make it go by a lot faster if I'm honest. It says to use 1/3 of the jar per tea, so it should make 3 baths, but I've already made 2 baths out of it, and one of them was doing it as a tea. This is where it's at right now. I'll go ahead and make a mark at like best guess since it is literally flowers. Perfect world, this will be empty. I'm kind of trying, like for February, I'm trying to do like, I'm trying to grab at the low-hanging fruit here of like, what can I use up the fastest and get us back on track with how I originally wanted this to go. Lotion. Again, this is where we're getting interested. I'm going out of town for a week, so things are like, yeah, things are being pulled into rotation strictly for travel purposes, and then they're gonna get pulled out and worked on in the background. We're still gonna be using this while I'm at home, but since I am going out of the state, I I'm going to have this be my travel lotion as well as our focus product. Goodness, I'm so used to saying projects instead of products. I am working on something else for another video that'll come at the end of February. It is a month-long video, month-long video project where I work through my projects. Goodness. So yeah, I'm gonna be using this hand cream. It smells like vanilla amber. Does it? Oh, it's so brand new that it still has that on it. So, okay, moving on. Okay, that's the universe telling me to just, oh my God. Guys, I can't hold it. Okay. Makeup remover. This is going away. And then, and then we'll jump into, this is like perfect for traveling though too. I have 20 singles of the Neutrogena makeup removing packs. So I'm gonna take a decent handful of these. Hopefully I'll do my makeup every day. Probably not, but for soap, we're going to continue working on this guy and the bar of soap that is in my shower currently, as well as the travel soap, which is this Malin and Goats peppermint bar. I've been using this every time, like it lives in my travel case. This is also, I guess, the introduction of my travel case. It stays in there and it will stay in there until the bar is used up. Anytime I go have a sleepover at a friend's house or travel out of state, this is the current bar that we're using. So we'll focus on that guy. This is just one of those like bar soaps that come from a hotel, and I'm pretty sure it's from the same hotel that I'll be staying in while I'm away. For masks, in a perfect world, I will finish this guy up, which we have already seen. And my travel sleep mask, or just my travel face mask, which happens to be a sleep mask, is this aloe vera sleep mask. It is a trial size that I got in like an old Ipsy subscription. Same situation. It's in my travel case. I only use it if I'm having a sleepover or out of town. I'm not trying to use it right now. I'm just trying to find where the end of the product is so I can add a mark maybe. Oh no, okay. I guess we're using a teeny tiny bit. The beauty of this mask is it's not something that you have to like rinse off. It is a sleep mask, so it just absorbs into your skin. I'm not gonna bother putting a mark on this though, because just from how I felt it right now, I should probably be able to finish it while on vacay. For perfume, we are gonna be working on 2, but I'm not necessarily counting it. So I'm still working on this guy and introducing, just for the week that I'm away, my Nest Sauvie Orange. I am curious, I guess, okay, by putting this in to the rotation, since I'm showing it to you guys, it does bring us to 27 products. But it's literally only being used for a week though, so that's why I'm hesitant to put it into the rotation for right now. But that is one of those products that is forever, because it is in my travel case. It's one of those things that's just gonna be forever worked in the background. We're just seeing it this month since I have a week away. Hand sanitizers. I'm gonna go hard in on this Touchland. We're gonna go hard. Try to finish him up. Then we can go into makeup, which has some new categories. Yay! Starting with blush. So as I was doing my makeup, I realized I have more duplicate things that I could count as other categories. So It only shows as one in this palette, but I have 2 blushes and I'm gonna be working on using this one up. Some stuff I realized with my project pan for makeup at least, some stuff is actually like already panned. The stuff that is panned, I want to use up. And the stuff that is not yet panned, I'd like to achieve pan, I guess, since that is the whole project pan thing. Bronzer in the same palette, we're gonna be working on the Matte Minoy, which is this one. I want to use more of this. I use this one only for performances, and this is like more of the everyday. I like almost never use a highlight, and so I'm trying to force myself. I said I don't want to force myself to use anything, but I do want to force myself to use highlight because I have 3 and I don't use them. 2 of them are in this palette. And I'll be working on the top one here, which is Pearl Glow. Glow Pearls, excuse me, it's Glow Pearls. And this is the Physicians Formula All-Star Face Palette. Mascara, we're still gonna work on our BTS from Too Faced. Things are flying. Brows, this is the new pencil that we are working on. Same color as last time. It is the CoverGirl 510 Soft Brown. How should I track this? Like, size-wise? Should I just go with how many times I need to sharpen it? Hold it against my finger? Like, I don't know. Help me out. Help me out with that. Still gonna work on the Neutrogena Color Stick in Sweet Watermelon for lips. And the eyeshadows that we're gonna go in for, I'm only gonna choose one this month. And you guessed it, we're gonna use this one up. I wanted to change the color every single month, so it was bound to happen. But February feels like I need to go back into pinks. And honestly, I actually found out through using them, I don't think silver is something that I like to use very often. I did find that I was starting to be like, oh, do I really have to use this? I think it is more of one of those colors of special circumstance type thing rather than an everyday look. This Drop the Robe though, I have learned and obviously loved it. It has been my everyday look for a long time. I want to see how close to finishing it I can get in February. Setting spray, things are kind of going out of order, I'm sorry. We're still gonna work on this guy. Moving on to our chapsticks. Going to continue working on the fruit smoothie. The Aquaphor and lip scrub are still gonna be worked on in the background, just not focus products for February. And then we have a new category. I have 34 candles. Why do I have that many? I have an obsession with buying candles. Some of the empties actually in January are candles. I managed to burn through 5. I just didn't include them in the empty section because they weren't categories yet. So in February, I'm gonna focus on 2 candles. One is already kind of burnt through a little bit, and that is this Threshold Pink Champagne from Target. I do like to save the jars, so I'm not gonna bother with marking where it started or anything, but I think it would be a fun idea to count how many times I burn the candle until it's out. I think that would be a fun way to, I guess, track the use of the candle. So candle number 1 for February, and candle number 2 is gonna be this one right here. I have no idea what company, what scent, anything like that, but it has it looks like it has live pressed flowers into the wax. It doesn't have much of a scent, honestly. I'm curious to know if, like, as I burn it, if there is a scent. I did get this candle hand-me-down from my grandpa. It's kind of dusty. I'll need to take care of that before I burn it. if it will even burn actually. Now that I look at it, the wick is like, okay, mind the dust, but it looks like the wick is like non-existent anymore. So I think I'll try to burn it, and if it doesn't go, then I'll just save it for a later project in the future. I like to burn down my used wax and turn it into a Franken candle. And this is definitely a lot of wax, so I don't want it to go to waste. We have 3 more categories and 3 more products. It'll be super fast. So I have a bunch of, I'm calling it room spray. It's just like Febreze, basically. I have 5. I don't need 5. The point of my project pan, I don't think, is to become a minimalist, but I do want to just reduce the amount of things that I have, and kind of just realize like I don't need to buy a new thing if I have 5 at home already. Like just because it has a new scent, I don't need it. Use what I have. Our first room spray that we're gonna be using is this Mrs. Meyer's Clean Day in the scent Rose. I don't think I really need to put my hand behind there, but we are starting, the product is at the top of the sticker label, and I already put a little mark on there. And then our next category that we are introducing is hair products. This is one of those like weird ones where it's like I have only one of this specific product, but I have multiple hair products. So that's how that category came to life. Our first hair product is going to be the Living Proof Restore Perfecting Spray, which is a leave-in conditioner slash detangler situation. I've had this for a very long time, and I just got to use it before it expires. In 2025, I did actually have this in the project pan for a minute. So the top mark is to be ignored, and this right here is where we are starting. And our last product, guys, last product and last new category is miscellaneous, which is all of the one-off things that I've been forgetting that I have and just need to use it. Again, we're shooting for low-hanging fruit with this. This is a cuticle oil tube, and if you can see, the green is the product. We're so close to the end. That's where I've decided to place that mark. And oh no. The mark might actually disappear every time I use it. I'm gonna use it right now because I have been forgetting that I have it, and my cuticles do feel a little dry. This sits in my car because I have another cuticle oil that lives in my house, but I have a problem of picking at my nails or biting my nails. I've been getting a lot better at the biting, but anytime my cuticles are dry or my nail polish, if it's lifting or like anything like that, I find it really tempting to pick or bite. So that's why I keep one of these in my car in case that's happening. Then it's like, oh, just put your cuticle oil on instead of picking at it. But yeah, I can already tell that the oil from this is going to wipe off the mark. So even though I put it on there, it's gonna go away. Also, I think that first use already brought it down. So cool. Aim for finishing this. I'll bring this with me to Texas and we'll see what happens. But that is the end of my Project Pan month 1 update, and I guess new introduction to some new stuff. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments how you think I should go ahead and track some of the products that I'm a little confused on. It would really help me. And also, thank you again if you are a new subscriber because of this Project Pan, or just in general if you're a new subscriber from my other videos. Thank you so much. I am having fun with this and I look forward to doing it as long as you're enjoying it and mostly as long as I'm enjoying it. So with that being said, I'll see you next month for another update with Project Pan, or I'll see you somewhere else on my channel doing something else, probably with yarn or books. I do also a bunch of knitting and crochet vlogs as well as reading vlogs, sometimes both in the same video. So if that is something you think you'd be interested in, go ahead and check out the rest of my channel. I'd love to have you stick around. I gotta go start using these products, so I'm gonna leave you here. Until next time, cheers.